evening, freaks. I'm here to give Capricorn and Eclipse season predictions read straight from the hip with lots of lips. We're diving into this eclipse season astrology and energies to see what's coming towards you during this very monumental season when so many things will be closing up and beginning again anew in a new direction. This is for any significant Capricorn placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. I had Jupiter come in for all of you in relation to this read. I don't know if that's because we have a Sagittarius new moon coming up here soon, so maybe that energy is kind of filtering in. I also got a memo about a real emphasis on Capricorn North Node. I feel like your North Node, whatever sign it happens to be in Capricorn, is really being highlighted right now as far as your destiny is concerned and what's coming in for you during this cycle. This cycle kicked it off back in April on the 20th when Aries had that double new moon, and it was also a solar eclipse. And then it got amplified on the 5th of this present month when we had the Scorpio penumbral lunar eclipse, and it was that full moon. All right, so I feel like maybe there's something really significant about the Sagittarius new moon coming in. Maybe something very significant is being kicked off, launched with this new moon. It could be something that's moving you into greater expansion, especially in terms of your career. This could definitely be of course, when we're looking at Capricorn, we're looking at that 10th house too. So it's all about your public image, your relations, how people are viewing you, as well as the sort of like outer representation of your work, your branding. So I feel like there's something you're revamping. There's something big that you're launching. It's going to be big. It's going to be a lot bigger than you expected. It's going to bring you a lot more success than you expected. This is connected to your North Node. So if you have Capricorn North Node, this is especially significant. But I would say that you also want to like tune into what your North Node placement is in your progress chart. What house is it in right now? That could give you a good idea about where you'll feel this expansion, where you'll see this expansion really coming forward in your life. There's something you want to pay attention to here around your North Node and something that you're developing on a business level. It's got big legacy energy around it, I feel. You're starting something new. Something new comes in. There's something that kicks off a new chapter for you in terms of your public reputation, your career, and what you're building for yourself, your legacy for your future, that really gets launched with the Sagittarius new moon. That's what I got, okay? Something coming in around this. I also feel like you went through some disappointment, some heartache. You've been trying to heal from something. There was some loss in your life. This could have been related to something that you thought was going to be a celebration, and it turned out to be a great big disappointment. This also could be that you were hoping for some kind of healing in a connection or reconciliation in a connection, but there was just like almost like too much water under the bridge, and this may have even been complicated by some kind of third-party dynamic that got in the way in the situation and just made it so it wasn't possible to have sort of a bridging of the gap of time. Maybe too much time had passed, there was too much blood on the tracks. Blood on the tracks might be significant. That's a Bob Dylan album, okay? So you might want to tune into that album. It might have a particular story to tell about a big chapter you're closing in your life. 4:44 on the clock when I said that, okay? That's big download coming in from angels. For some of you, that's a message coming in relation to somebody that you lost, somebody who passed on, somebody who's on the other side. I get like a close one, someone you were really close to. It doesn't feel like a parent or a grandparent, nothing like that. It feels more like a friend not by blood, but chosen friend, chosen family. Energy could be a lover This coming in really strongly. That's for somebody, okay? Obviously, that's not going to be for everybody, but that message really wanting to come through. And I do feel like there's some message, there's something about this cycle you're closing in your life. You're closing a big karmic cycle. And there's a clue. There's a clue in that album, in that Bob Dylan album. So I'll put a link to it in the comments so y'all can check it out. But I feel like you've been navigating some kind of heartache, some kind of loss. This could be in relation to somebody that passed on, you know. Maybe you had somebody pass on. Maybe this person, you know, maybe you had some bad blood between the two of you when they were alive. Maybe you never got a chance to heal with this person. And so this has sort of been something, when you heard of their passing, it's something that weighed really heavily on your heart. You've been trying to integrate this grief. You've been having a hard time. And yet there's some message coming through. Maybe it comes through that album, you know, for those who are resonating with that message. You might want to check out that album. It might have something to teach you, might have a little healing salve to impart on that tender heart. And for any of you who did lose a loved one and are grappling with some kind of situation like that, I just really wish you comfort through that and support. I hope that you can feel your sources of spiritual support around you. And I feel like this is kind of a message coming in for somebody dealing with that issue, that, you know, it's okay. It's okay. You are loved. You are loved, and it's all good. You know, all things are nullified once we transform and release this corporeal shell and move into the one energy that ripples through all of creation and through me and you. There really is never any separation, even when, you know, we lose somebody in the physical. Love is always the uniting force, and it's always there. So you might want to do some kind of just talking with spirit, you know, talk with that friend, talk with that loved one that passed on, that you haven't been able to have that closure with, and just speak from your heart and just trust what comes through. Watch synchronicity, watch how it unfolds. There's something here for you. I feel like somebody's wanting to make connection from the other side with somebody that story really speaks to, okay? Also, I feel like when you've been navigating some kind of loss in your life, and for some of you, this is in relation to, you know, a separation in a romantic relationship. You had to leave behind a relationship. You had to leave behind a marriage. This was really heavy. You know, it's been heavy. It's been hard on your heart. You haven't even really been thinking about love, really. It's sort of like the last thing on your mind. You've been more focused on building a certain level of security, stability for yourself. I feel like a lot of you have really, Ted's confirming with a yes, a shake of the head, yes, there. I think a lot of you have really put your focus instead on your work. And through this, you actually found a source of inspiration. There's something that you've been inspired by, something that you're going to be launching. I feel like really strongly you're going to be launching this with that Sagittarius new moon. And this may be something that you do online. It could be working with the World Wide Web on some level. It may be that you're doing some heavy promotion of it on the World Wide Web. It might be that the way you present yourself online becomes more important as you take this next step into expansion on your career path. A lot of you may be doing work that's creatively based, okay? You're working on some kind of creative baby, I feel, and it's something you've poured a lot of your heart and soul into. It might even been something that was part of your healing process. You know, maybe you had some bad blood, you know, in an old love relationship or a close connection, a friendship, something like this, and you took that energy and you poured it all into your music, or you poured it all into your art. And there's something you're creating around this. You may be preparing to have like a showing if you're an artist, some type of gallery showing. This is really going to launch you into a whole new dimension with your career. It's going to lead you to a lot of new offers, new doors of opportunity to step through. Some of you are presenting something for the first time. Maybe you're launching a business, or you're releasing an album. I feel like this is something that shakes up people's perceptions of you. It shows them a different side of you. It also challenges you a little bit, you know, to just step outside the box, do something a little different, go a little rogue. I think it's going to be very successful for you. It's funny because you're not focused on it right now. You've been so busy on, you know, just wanting to heal and putting your energy on that. I feel like a lot of you have been tending to your health. You've been focused on your self-care. These have been your primary concerns, just really strengthening yourself and your position, both within yourself and in your outer world, in your material reality. And I feel like whatever you're about to launch is definitely going to secure that for you. It's been somewhat an important part of your healing process because it gave you grounding during really turbulent emotional times. It really was your saving grace. But I feel like now that, you know, you're preparing to launch this thing, there's like this space that comes after you launch it where, you know, all those feelings that you hadn't felt before are going to kind of surface for you to integrate. And once you do this, I feel you're going to pop out the other side of it. And what you don't see now, what you don't expect, is there's going to be some beautiful beginning in love there waiting for you. There's some soulmate that's there waiting for you, but it's just not where your focus is right now. You have almost tunnel vision at this time with what you're building, what you're creating, what you're formulating, what you're pulling together. Okay, so this coming through very, very strongly for you, Capricorn. This period is going to influence us all the way through October 14th, okay? So the energies we're diving into and reading right now, a lot of them are going to be predictive in nature. So while you might resonate with some of these themes that I'm bringing in, not all of it may hit. This is a read you're going to want to look back on once you hit the fall season, because that's when you're really going to see these things starting to come to culmination. Bottom of the deck energy, Page of Pentacles. That's like I'm saying, you're starting something new. You are beginning something new. You're planting a seed. This is a new direction for you in relation to your career. It may require that you get some kind of education. You may be taking up some form of study. Some of you are taking classes online. You know, you're starting small. You're starting to explore this new direction. I think it's something that will really inspire you. Look at this. We got Justice. Okay, so there's some kind of karmic balance that's coming through what you lost. And I feel like this is all about what you're building now. It's sort of like whatever you lost back there in terms of, you know, a love relationship that you've been grieving. Naturally, if it's about losing, you know, someone to passing on, that's a whole different story. But I feel like for those of you that had some kind of like falling out with a lover, or falling out with a friend, somebody you were close to, or maybe even something that ended in a career for you. That's the case for some of you. Maybe, you know, you lost a job. You had to reinvent yourself. And maybe that was a great loss for you because you found so much reward and fulfillment in the work you were doing. But there's something about this that is actually a little karmic balance for you, because you're planting a new seed. You're meant to head in this direction. All right. And I feel like this is going to become very evident once we hit that point of the changing of the nodes of destiny, and the north node goes into Aries and the south node goes into Libra. All right. So you may have a strong Libra placement in your chart for Justice to come in this way, but this is a time of karmic balancing. All right. And I think that, you know, I'm really picking up this Page of Pentacles as like balance paid in full with your karma, okay, in this connection, in this situation. It could have involved another earth sign energy as well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I think you made the right decision by you balancing this out. And though it may have been painful for you, and the release of this may have been painful for you, at the same time, it gets you moving really rapidly forward. Expect there to be a lot of movement forward once you recognize this and you plant this seed. And also this 8 of Wands, this is associated with the sign of Sagittarius. So again, there's that new moon energy. There's a seed that you plant at new moon, and it is going to be your karmic justice. That's what I really feel, because this thing is going to take off. And if you're doing anything online, I just see, you know, just steady growth. This could be something going viral online. This looks like a lot of business coming your way, maybe business opportunities as well that create a need for you to travel. I think news will travel fast about what you're doing too, but this is a change of destiny for you with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So with justice come out in association with this, and to see these 8 of Wands and this movement forward, to me, this is really speaking of, this is a turn in fortune for you. This is you really taking off. This is you stepping into that North Node of destiny, all right? And you can't really see this right now. I don't think you realize like the success that is coming your way just yet with that Sphinx energy. And there may still be some things to kind of like iron out. I think these things that you need to iron out are around like just how to present your offering. That's what I get. Whatever you're launching, you know, it's something about the presentation that you're really trying to dial in and get clear on. This could be about your branding, but I see it being very, very successful. Okay, very successful. And, you know, we have these different characters who may be involved in your situation, and this could be stuff that you're leaving behind and what you're rising up into. And I don't know why I'm getting this message with the Wheel of Fortune. I normally would never get it like this, but you know, every time you pick up the cards, they speak to you in a different way. The Wheel of Fortune deals with the fixed signs, and I've recently also associated it with Ophiuchus because of the snake energy here. And I don't know, just like it looks a little devilish, you know, as well. This little, it looks like a devil on this card, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. It's just that sort of like spicier side, the rebel. Okay, so I really feel that's like Ophiuchus energy. It's how it's communicating to me, at least. So I feel like there's stuff that you're like letting it rest, like you're letting it be buried in that South Node of Scorpio. I really feel you're leaving that in the past. And you may have also been doing a lot of shadow integration around these particular signs. I'm getting Leo, Taurus, and Ophiuchus, and these may have been characters that brought some of this, you know, shadowy material that you've been integrating and working through. This grief that you've been working through may be connected to one of these signs on some level. There also may have been something that happened in that time of year. So, you know, with Taurus, we're looking at like end of April, May, and with Leo, we're looking at tail end of July, August, and Ophiuchus would be that beginning portion of Sagittarius running November 30th through December 18th. Okay, so you may have been dealing with something at this time in the calendar as well. You may also see stuff happening around this, some old stuff being worked through at this time. I feel like you got allies on your side, though. There are people that can help you sort of sort through this and reveal the truth, cut through the BS, the bullshit. I feel like you've been dealing with some bullshit, and it's connected to these 3 characters right here. I really got that. Like Ophiuchus, Leo, Taurus is coming through very strongly, you know. It's got its roots in its past. This could be very much connected to that blood on the tracks message. You know, maybe there's been too much blood on the tracks. Maybe you had a hope for experiencing some kind of healing with one of these people. Maybe there was something you were hoping you could, you know, move through in a way where there could be some kind of peace established in a situation. Maybe you're realizing it's just blood on the tracks, you know, I got to keep it moving. You're letting this wheel roll over, you know, roll on over this on the tracks, you know, letting it be blood on the tracks. Ooh, blood on the tracks. Maybe you've been dealing with these people have been pulling some stuff that they're about to get some karma for. That wheel's about to roll over them. They're about to be blood on the tracks. There's something around this, okay? I feel like truth is prevailing here in a situation where things have been very confused, you know, very confused. And it's really interesting. It's sort of like this situation feels very personal that you've been trying to integrate and work through. And yet your focus has really been on business matters and security on a material level and building your reputation as far as your community reputation, building community in some cases, projects you've been working on, something you're getting ready to launch, studying, schooling, you know, expanding your skill set, making connections, networking. I'm picking up this big Aquarian vibe. And it's interesting because this is sort of showing where your success really lies now too. There's that 10 at the top too. It makes me think of that 10th house, right? It's all about your public image, how you're branding. And this is where you're going to be best served at this time to put your energy. Just pour it into the legacy you want to build for yourself. You're going to have so much support, especially if you're doing anything online. I say that because I feel like your allies right now are Aquarius and Scorpio, okay? So there's been a lot of action going on with Aquarius. And actually, your ruler, Saturn, is about to go retrograde into Aquarius pretty much through June through I think it's sometime in November of this year. Okay, so that's a pretty significant stint. 2211. It's a good time for you to come into alignment, knuckle down, see through those plans you got, the things that you're creating, the things that you're laying down some secure foundations for your future, especially in terms of your reputation, your career, what you're building for yourself, your brand. I also feel like it's going to pay off big. Some of you, I'm cluing into this, some of you are doing something around books, like maybe you're doing some kind of writing. Maybe some of you are also like straightening out your books as well. You're getting better organized financially. Some of you are heading into metaphysical avenues of work, or some kind of work that brings in like some counseling component, or some kind of spiritual counseling or workshop, something that supports others in a transformational process. That's what I get. Like there's some kind of healing, transformational work. Maybe it's informed by your own healing that you've done and you're infusing this into your work. This is going to be very successful for you. But I feel like where there's been confusion in a situation, you haven't known what the truth is. I do feel like there's people here to help as well. I think Aquarius is your ally. I think Scorpio is your ally. Like these are people who can kind of help you navigate things. You might have Aquarius or Scorpio strongly aspected in your chart, right? So tune into this. Very interesting. Yeah, and in fact, there may be a Scorpio masculine that could be a great support in just, you know, taking a stand for you. That's what I got. You know, this person's like got your back. I feel like they'll really stand with you. If you're dealing with any kind of opposition, if you've been dealing with anything messy, like in relation to this, you know, blood on the tracks situation with these characters who've been kind of causing problems in your life, that it feels like a little bit of an interfering energy. And it feels very grudge oriented. It feels like real old stuff. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's got its roots in the past. And it's something that's just, I don't know. With it being with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like almost like they were trying to stop you in your tracks, maybe stop your forward progression, something along these lines. Maybe these people don't want to see you, you know, move ahead. Maybe they don't like that you moved ahead. Maybe they don't like that you moved on. They're a little bitter about that. I don't know. You know, it's going to speak differently to each of you, but it does feel like the progression, your forward motion, you moving on, you moving forward, you moving on up. Like this is what is the problem for these people. And they may have been trying to slow that down. Some of them may even been trying to interfere with your work. This could be people you worked with that were actually like sabotaging you, or maybe trying to bite your ideas and run with them. You know, this is something you need to be aware of. That's an interesting piece too. You know, I think you also need to be mindful about like tuning into your intuition. If, you know, you got people that are maybe fishing for information, I don't know if they're connected to these characters down here, but if you got any Aquariuses or Scorpios that are sort of like fishing for information as well, I think you need to, you know, just kind of be aware, because with the Sphinx, there's secretive energy here, all right? And there is that sword of truth. So maybe these people are trying to help figure out the truth, because maybe there's been some kind of rumors or some kind of dissension spread. It's interesting because maybe this is the cause of the dissension. We got Taurus and Scorpio. Now that reminds me of the current, you know, nodes, not Taurus and Scorpio. I'm sorry. I said that though. Taurus and Scorpio. That's interesting. I didn't mean to say that, but I feel like everything comes out for a reason. Okay. So this could be somebody that has strong Taurus and Scorpio in their chart, possibly. Okay. Oh, it could be their descendant sign. Interesting. So maybe this is somebody with Scorpio rising or Taurus rising. Okay, that's possible. Because that would be their descendant. If they have Scorpio rising, their descendant would be Taurus. Okay, and if they had Taurus rising, their descendant would be Scorpio. So maybe that's why that came in relation to this. But this is actually Taurus and Leo. So the foundation of the matter could be Taurus and Leo. And look at, there's kind of clouds around them. So maybe something has been clouded. Maybe there's been some kind of illusion cast that kind of reminds me of like castles in the sky. All right. So maybe there's been some kind of cloud of confusion that has come from Taurus, Leo, and we're going to just throw it in descendant sign, Taurus, or descendant sign Scorpio. Okay. So this coming in here, astrology is really factoring in this situation. Maybe some of you are starting to study astrology. Maybe your career has something to do with astrology. If you're thinking of studying astrology and heading off in this metaphysical direction, it'd be super, super successful for you. But I also feel like as you're studying that astrology, you're learning more about yourself as well. It's helping you kind of see through some illusions you've had about situations, about others, about the way you move in situations. It's helping you understand yourself better. You're using it as a tool for transformation, evolution. Maybe you're fusing this into the work you're going to be doing. So interesting. It's like kind of like wanting to go off on all these different tracks. And I feel like you are taking a lot in, and that's probably because your ruler has been in the realm of Pisces. Okay, so that's that fluidity, kind of moving into sort of those healing waters and doing a lot of that sort of like work around your blind spot, also really integrating karma. Okay, it also deals with hidden enemies. Okay, that 12th house that rules over Pisces. So, you know, maybe these are your hidden enemies. Maybe these are people that you felt a closeness to, Taurus, Leo, or Taurus, Scorpio, descendant sign, you know, but there's something you need to be aware of here. There's some kind of cloud of confusion here. Maybe Ophiuchus is the one that has been confused by this, because Ophiuchus seems to be attached to the wheel. This could also be somebody born in the year of the snake. I mean, we've really got like so much astrology coming in. Year of the snake would be Chinese astrology, okay? But I feel like, you know, this wheel is turning. This wheel is turning. Maybe Ophiuchus is the one that's going to be running on over these two when it figures out what's going on here. There's a riddle to solve first. Maybe Aquarius and Scorpio are doing a little intel to try to get information. Look, they got their books, like they're keeping record of what's going down. They're going to inform Ophiuchus about what's happening here. Okay, I don't know why it's coming in so specifically, but what I got is there is a King of Cups here. Water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, strong placement. Okay, this person has a lot of love for you. all right? And they will take a stand for you. They will have your back. And I think maybe they're doing a little intel right now, trying to figure things out. They see that something's been happening where, you know, somebody's been interrupting your progress. Maybe they felt a little held back too. I feel like with the Fiacus, it's a little dicey, okay? I don't always feel like a Fiacus is always moved correctly necessarily. There could have been a point when they were orchestrating this and then they realized that they didn't have as firm of a grasp on the situation as they thought they did, because they had a couple turncoats that, you know, were in their camp, you know? I mean, it's kind of funny. It almost looks like these two here are like sitting there, like they're talking to each other. They're formulating a plan. Okay, I'll say this and then you say this. And it's like, I don't know, man. You got some interesting dynamics going on here, okay? But I think that there is somebody that really has a lot of love for you. They could have a strong water sign placement in their chart, masculine energy, okay? This person, they're an ally. They will help take a stand for you, all right? And they're going to help you kind of get beyond these challenges. Look to this person as an ally, all right, for anything that you're navigating in regard to this situation. This person has some information that will help you out, and I do feel like this person's going to come forward at some point. They're going to come forward with a love offer. Look at this. And right with those nodes of destiny. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups, summer timing card. Okay. So tail end of June, July, August. Right next to it, we have the Magician. Okay. The Magician is associated with the sign of Aries. And Aries will be taking over that North Node in July. All right. So I feel like this is when there's this new beginning in love. And it's definitely with a soulmate. Could be with somebody that you've been involved with in the past, had a romantic relationship with in the past. This can definitely signify a fresh new beginning in an old relationship where there's been challenges, separation. Maybe it came to an end at one point, or maybe it just went through a really like dry spell or kind of like, you know, dull phase. Maybe because there was kind of drama to sort through, or something happened in the connection. There was interference in the connection that caused problems. But we see right here that this is like a revival in a relationship. This can be like a second chance. It can be like a second win in a relationship. When you get the Six of Cups coming in with the Magician, it's like something that you thought was long gone. It was in the past. Maybe you've been even looking back at this relationship. Maybe you've been doing a lot of like reflecting. Maybe you've been feeling a lot of regret about it. Like it was a lost opportunity, or I wish I would have done things differently back there. You're going to get a chance. This is like a rebirth in an old connection. And if it's not somebody that you've been involved with before, or somebody you've been just going through a challenging period with, this is like somebody is coming in that is just going to like make you believe in magic again. And I just say that because it's like, you're going to feel like lit up again, you know, after a time of not feeling like open to love at all. Somebody comes along and this is a soulmate. All right. You're going to feel an instant soul recognition with this person. It feels very romantic to me. Okay. So if you're not looking for love, I don't know what to tell you. We already know you haven't really been focused on that because you went through something painful. You had some kind of loss, but ready or not, here it comes. You can't hide it. It's going to find you. Fuji's coming in there for you. Yeah, you know, again, you've had your mind on your money and your money on your mind, very much in your power. Look at you, the devil. Capricorn, there you are. You know, you've been focused on your material reality and growing your finances. That's all you've been focused on. You're not even going to see this coming. You have no idea what's coming towards you with the moon coming in with the Chariot here, okay? No idea that you're about to have somebody, you know, come in and sweep you off your feet, that old amore, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. I don't know. You know, maybe this person will want to take you out for pizza. You know, it might seem like it's just something small. It grows into something bigger. But yeah, we see you here. Look at you. This is what you've been focused on, building your new world. And you've kind of been in hermit mode, very much in hermit mode here, okay? Solitary energy, 9 of Pentacles. And I see you being very successful. Like I said, you're going to have a big harvest this year, all right? Just you wait and see how much that seed you plant is going to grow. Look at that. 9 of Pentacles, big pre-Empress energy, doing work that really puts you in your element where you get to shine. There's public recognition for the work that you do. There's something you can really build on here. This is building like a legacy. It's a strong foundation to the work that you are doing, okay? And you're also really looking good, feeling good. I think you're probably trying to get a clear eye on your future with that 2 of Wands. You know you're about to set something in motion. You're about to start actually putting in the groundbreaking work, you know. It's going to be a lot of work with the 10 of Wands, but you're ready to like lay this down and make this happen. You're very, very much focused on, I feel like, first of all, building your finances, building your career. I see it working out very well for you. I'm also really seeing that you're like recognizing that this is going to be a lot of work, you're going to be working really hard to make this thing pop off, all right? But there's a piece here about you're really looking at what it's going to take to bring this thing into being, and you're having more of an eye on your schedule, like how to dial in the nuts and bolts. And a key area that you're really focusing on is your health. You're understanding that you need to take better care of your body if you're going to be able to handle this workload. And that doesn't just apply physically, it's also mentally. I feel like for you, there's a big aspect to your work that it's a big mental game. Like your head needs to be clear. And so maybe that's also why you're kind of in this hermit mode as well, because you're focused on, this is like big goat energy. That's what it reminds me of, like big goat energy. You see those goats, they can climb up, a cliffside, 90 degrees, nothing can stop the goat. And I feel like you're activating your energy. You're looking for material gain and you're going to get it. You're really going to have something to celebrate. Look at this. 3 of Cups, celebration turned up right, okay? You were crying over what was spilt back there, all right? Whatever you lost, whatever you had to release, but it's sort of like cleared your path of bullshit so you could step into what's going to be great cause for celebration. There's something that comes out of this that you're going to be so happy that you got distracted in this way, because you're going to recognize that you wouldn't have been able to create this any other way. The only way you could create this is if you had just single-minded focus. You couldn't even be distracted by a relationship or the drama going on with your friends, all right? That was going to veer you off course. It's sort of like Spirit cleared this out of your path so you would be forced to just focus on this, because it's a big part of activating your destiny. And this right here is the truth with the Ace of Swords. And look at right after that. Boom. Look at you landing in your energy. King of Pentacles. You're going to be doing very well for yourself financially. Very well for yourself financially. Okay. And again, in matters of the heart, I feel like whoever comes in right around Leo season with a love offer, it may start out as just, a little something, an invitation to get to know someone better or to reestablish a connection. Like I said, they might invite you to go out for pizza or something along those lines. It seems casual, but like I said, this person has a lot of love for you, and they're willing to fight for this. Like they want to make sure that they don't lose a good thing. That's what I really feel. This person will invest in you with the King of Pentacles. The offer they make will be fulfilled. All right. I just want to see the top of the deck here. Right now, though, I see that you're in a place of worry with this 9 of Swords. There's some anxiety that you're sorting through, okay? you're worried. You're worried about if your new beginning is ever going to come with the Fool to the Three of Wands, okay? I just got some of you might be worried about an upcoming trip too. There's something that has you a little nervous about this upcoming trip. Maybe there's something you're concerned about. Maybe somebody is supposed to travel to see you, or you're supposed to travel to see somebody, and you have a lot of anxiety around this for some reason. Maybe you're worried that this person won't show up. You might be nervous about going on this trip as well. You might be nervous about taking this leap. This could be jitters. This could be jitters. This could be jitters. I'm picking up that you might get an invitation to travel, to take up some kind of opportunity. It's like opens up a whole new chapter for you. All right, this is something that's coming in. All right, something that's coming in. This feels like a prediction. And when this comes in, it's like it is your ships coming in. It's what you've been waiting for. It's the opening of your new chapter. But I think it's going to feel very big to you. And I think in some way you're going to feel like a noob. Like, can I really do this? There's like almost like a little bit of an imposter syndrome coming through, or you're wondering if you have what it takes to rise to this challenge. You might be nervous. I got stage jitters. I don't know why I just got that. Maybe you have some kind of media opportunity to be on television, or to be on the radio, or to somehow have some kind of public exposure. You got some nervousness around this, some anxiety around this. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It's going to be really good for you. Okay? It's going to be really good for you. Let me see what we got going on here. Who could this come to? Let me tune into this for a minute. We have the Four of Cups. Again, there's that energy. It's the same thing. You're wanting this healing. You're wanting this new beginning. And it's like, it's wild because Spirit's here is saying, hey, I got this opportunity for you. But it's like you're not seeing it. There's something you're moping about. It's related to the past. Yeah, I feel like you can't get distracted, or else you're going to miss this opportunity. If you're too caught up in, feeling down and out, maybe your self-esteem really took a blow with whatever you're, grappling with here, whatever you're working through here, or whatever you've been sort of mourning the loss of. I feel like you've been mourning the loss of something, and it's really sort of cut off your energy. And like I said, you've been putting a lot of your focus on your work, but it's like Spirit. And for those of you who lost a loved one, because that piece did come in, somebody who passed on, it's like Spirit's issuing this invitation. It's an opportunity that is going to pour into you. It's going to give you some kind of fulfillment. It's going to help you move out of this energy. You're not meant to stay in this space of sleepless nights and feeling so much grief. Like, it's time to also move back into the flow of life again. I feel like there's an opportunity coming your way, but you're so distracted by this loss, this old stuff here with the Death to the Five of Swords. For some of you, it's a betrayal. You have a hard time trusting people. Maybe that's going to be the problem. Somebody's going to issue an invitation to you. It could be coming in from a fire sign, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, it's something small. It could be associated with travel. This is connected to, Page of Wands is connected to Sagittarius. Is a quintessential Sagittarius card. I'm feeling that's ninth house energy, Sagittarius energy, okay? This may be speaking very strongly for those of you with Jupiter placements in Capricorn, all right? Because Jupiter is Sagittarius's ruler. There's some, Jupiter. I'm picking up big Jupiter energy because it looks like it's some kind of work opportunity. It's some kind of opportunity that might require you to travel, because Sagittarius does rule over the house of travel. It's also about expansion. And what just fell on the floor? Oh, my hand. Yeah, 5 of Swords fell on the floor. Like, you need to drop this focusing on whatever happened back there, whatever you lost. Because if you stay in this place where you just like close yourself off to people, and maybe you trust, wait a minute. I meant to say you don't trust their motives. Maybe that's the thing. It's like you're in this place of being very distrustful, and it's sort of like Spirit's telling you, no, you need to trust this opportunity. Because if you don't, you know, this opportunity will pass you by. So there's sort of like 45 on the clock. You'll lose the opportunity. There's an opportunity, okay? It's coming in. It's something that's earmarked for you from Spirit. It's something to break you out of this place of being stuck in this sort of wallowing energy where you keep looking back at the past, what hurt you. It's an opportunity that probably requires you to travel, all right? And I see that it's most likely connected to work, some work opportunity. There's something here though where maybe you don't feel very confident, or you don't feel like you're really in the space to do it, because you're just in this place of sort of like heavy inertia. But you need to push through it, okay? Because this will light your fire again. And it's something about, you know, you need to take this because it's going to expand your work. And it's going to move you out of this space. It's like, this is a new beginning for you. But if you stay stuck, you know, and you stay closed off, if you don't take this opportunity, it's going to pass you by. And an opportunity like this, I just heard, only comes along once in a lifetime. Okay, so it's going to be up to you to not miss the boat on this one, all right? Because that boat will sail on, and it will go somewhere else if you don't strike while the iron's hot. That's what I got. Interesting message. Interesting message. Yeah, it does involve some risk. You might be afraid you're going to look like a fool, you know. I don't know. I think you just need to go for it. What's coming in with association with this? Yeah, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Queen of Cups to the 9 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment for you. And look, it's the counterpart. Okay, this could be somebody that maybe you were even romantically involved with in the past, or somebody who will become, you know, a romantic partner. This could also be a case where this leads you to your soulmate. You know, it starts out as you're pursuing something that's for personal gratification with the 9 of Cups. It may come in first through this business opportunity, but something about going on this trip. While you're there, you end up connecting with somebody who's going to become an ally and has feelings for you, has love for you. Something will develop here. I feel like it will really develop to its fullness during that Leo season. That's what I really pick up. Strong water sign placement, perhaps for both of you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, doesn't have to be. This is also something that could go down in Cancer season, okay? Or maybe this person came in Pisces season, all right? So these could be season timing cards with this as well. We just had, you know, Pisces season not too long ago, all right? So this could have been somebody that maybe you had an initial contact with at that time. It's going to go to the next stage of development, but it looks good, all right? Let's switch it up. I kind of want to switch it up, but I'm going to do a cut of the deck on this just to get any final info here. Yeah, you're ending an old cycle. Okay, we see that. You really suffered a great loss, and a lot of things have been on hold for you during this time of integrating that loss. I feel like you may have really felt stabbed in the back by somebody too. You may have been stabbed in the back by multiple people. Some of you have had to really change your social circle. You've had to reconsider who you spend your time with. And some of you did lose someone to death. And so you have been integrating this grief, and it put a lot of stuff on hold for you. And you needed to just kind of like protect your energy with the 9 of Wands. You needed to really have the space to integrate this. And it took a lot of strength for you, okay, to do this work, to do this healing work. And it could have been in association with a Leo. Okay, that came in again, right? Leo. There's something you've had to temper here, all right? But I feel like you're overcoming it. No matter what held you back in the past, strength on the scene says you have that power of the goat behind you. Like nothing is going to hold you back. You have that resilience to see this through. And I do see you getting through the other side. So, yeah, okay. Halloween cards want to come out for you. So let's go ahead and have a look at an overarching theme for you all with these cards to see what's your overarching theme of this eclipse season. What is the sort of focus of the work you're doing, what you're integrating, and what's up ahead for Capricorn collective, Capricorn sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, or loaded 10th house. What is coming in for Capricorn collective as an overarching theme this cycle? Spirit. Bottom of the deck, energy, skull of light, illumination. Okay, so where you haven't been able to see a clear way forward, or where you felt like you were sort of fumbling around in the dark, something's about to be illuminated for you. I feel like you've been in that hermit mode. Okay, so I feel like this is like you're shining a light forward from what you learned during this time of healing and spiritual integration, and it's giving you like a way forward. It's like this experience you've been through, whatever you had to release, whatever you were grappling with, whatever you've been healing from, it's illuminated something inside of you. You've had some kind of growth, and there's some gift that came through it that you're using now to light a way forward for you. I feel it's going to light the path ahead. Again, I feel like it's that seed that you're planting. It's something you're planting. It awakens something in you that gives you a certain courage to go after a dream that maybe you couldn't go for before because you didn't have the guts. Maybe you've become a little bit more brave during this time to go your own way, to do your own thing, to stand alone. Maybe you also, in experiencing the loss of a loved one, realize that life is short. Life is short, you only get one shot, you gotta go for it. You can't put your life on hold anymore. And maybe this made you very serious also in terms of your finances and just like setting up your family, your loved ones. So when it's your time, when it's your time to move on, you have something to leave behind. Yes, we see this very strongly coming through. And I do feel like a lot of you are really connecting with your ancestors, and this is your overarching theme. We have ancestors here, and it says the love and legacy of our DNA. So a lot of you have been, like I said, you've been integrating the loss of a loved one. And, some of you, this may have been a close family member, a relative. But for others of you, this is somebody that, though you weren't blood, they were your chosen family. They were like family to you. And I feel like you still have this connection. You've been doing this integrative work. But I also feel like there's some piece here about your ancestors are really wanting to come forward for you right now. So if you have lost a loved one, and we all have ancestors, make some space to connect with your roots a bit. It will give you more solidity. There's some gift that's coming through your ancestral bloodline that is going to be expressed through the work that you're doing. And for those of you getting into some kind of metaphysical line of work, some kind of spiritual line of work, you might want to tap the roots of your ancestors' spiritual traditions and bring that piece in. There might be something to explore, study, learn about there with that Page of Pentacles. that will greater inform your work moving forward. There's something that really wants to come through here about the ancestors. And I also feel like you're doing a lot of ancestral healing right now. You're doing a lot of generational curse breaking. Maybe there's been, and it was 54, 55 on the clock when I said that. Yes, you're ending some kind of, repeat pattern that's been expressed through your bloodline. You are pulling it up from the root, and this may have something to do with abundance. Maybe you are going to be the first one in your family to really be like a self-made millionaire. This is just an example, okay? Obviously, that's not going to be for everybody, but there's something you're doing here that is breaking like some kind of repeat pattern. And I do think it has something to do with like stepping into your potential or stepping out of a poverty consciousness and into this place of abundance and stability. You're doing a lot of deep healing here. And I feel like your ancestors are here to guide you, and they want you to connect with their energy. They will strengthen and fortify your work. And this is also just to let you know, even in cases of loss, that their love and support is with you. It hasn't gone anywhere. Let's do a cut of the deck energy on this here. Just one final message for Capricorn to take with them. Ooh, the witch, the earthly weaver of the world. So I feel like this is the space you're in right now. Again, a lot of you are getting into metaphysical lines of work. This will be very successful for you. There's something you are transforming here. There's something you're cooking up in the cauldron, and it will absolutely weave a new world into your life. And I see it's lighting up the way ahead, and you're blazing a trail. Whatever you're doing, it's something that hasn't been done before, and it's going to lead to such incredible success for you. Opposite side here, Hearth leads you to happiness in our hearts and homes. And this is protective. Look at this gargoyle energy here. Whatever you are blazing a trail with for your stability, for your security, for your foundation, you're going to have something to celebrate. And this is guarded over, this is protected, and this is all yours. It's your destiny, and you're stepping